Good evening. It's Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous coming into your life, your world, just to give you some tips, some tools, some techniques as you go through the trauma and after the trauma of divorce. I am a domestic mediator. I also am a divorce coach, and I hold support groups. I've been doing that for 21 years, and I work with individuals going through divorce. And my goal is always, how do we minimize the damage? That's my goal. And that's what I work very hard to do in working with people, coming alongside of them as they go through the trauma of divorce. Tonight's topic, which you may have seen, was personal property division and divorce. It's part of the divorce. And it has its own emotional toll, I must say. It sounds pretty cut and dry, but it's not. And so I just want to give you some helpful tips as you go through this process to help you set your mind in the right space as you do this, because it can be, again, emotional toll, very emotional, very surreal. It's like, you're kidding me. We're talking about dividing the couch and the love seat, and it gets real basic and real raw. So I just want to kind of help you through that if I can. Number one, know what's important to you. When you know what's important to you, then it's going to prioritize things in your mind. And that's my next point of what I'm going to show you, is to set up a piece of paper, and it can be as primitive as this, in allowing you to sort through what is important to you. So in column number 1, you'll see there, this is what's really important to me. And then you just list under that heading, what is really important to me? Maybe it's things that are sentimental, your grandma's hope chest, your grandfather clock that your mom gave to you. You know, there are a variety of things that are important to you. It doesn't just have to be sentimental. It can be a value. It's really important to me that I keep my car. It's really important to me that I keep the bedroom set, that because it has value and I don't have money to replace it, or I need the couch, or I need the television. You know, what's really important to me? And there's no right or wrong on this list. It can be from functionality, or it can be from sentimental reasons. What's really important to me? The middle column is, what am I ambivalent about? Like the lawnmower, the push lawnmower. If I get it, great. If I don't, it's okay. I can get another one. It's not that big of a deal. I don't have any attachment of value or functionality to the push lawnmower. So you can put those things in that third column, or second column. In the third column, what are those things that you know you don't want? You know you don't want his tools. You know, although you do want a screwdriver, a hammer, a saw, a few necessities. But the major tools, you know you don't want them. Or her things, her grandmother's grandfather clock, whatever. You know you don't want those things. So put those in that list. And here's the reason that you do that. It's helpful to do that for many reasons. Number one, it gets in your mind, because when you go into mediation, there's so much on you. There's so much stress on you. But when you walk in there and you know, okay, these are the things that are really important to me, you don't have to think about it in the mediation, because you have done that ahead of time. This is what's really important to me. This, I don't care one way or the other. Third column, you can have it. I don't want it. That helps you have a better mindset, instead of sitting in the mediation and thinking, well, what do I want out of the house? I'm not staying in the house. What do I want out of the house? What's important to me? You know, it's just the homework prior to mediation that helps set in your mind what's important to you. And then, of course, just because it's important to you doesn't mean it's not important to him or her. So you have to be flexible. Yeah, I really wanted to keep this certain item. I really wanted to keep this, the dishes. I really wanted to keep the dishes. They're really important to me to keep the dishes. I've had the dishes ever since the babies were small. They're really important to me. But suddenly you find as you're working through this list and he really wants or she really wants those dishes for whatever reason, you think, you know what? It's okay. I can do without that. I can let that go. Because just because you have it set in your mind what those 3 columns are, doesn't mean that it's not going to conflict with what your spouse thinks is important as well. So be flexible. Hold on to it loosely. Number 4, know what worth fighting for. Know what is worth fighting for. I have had people come into mediation and spend $10,000 fighting for something that has a $5,000 value. For whatever reason, in their mind, they had it set that they're going to fight for this. Well, you have to be rational here. You have to stop and think, okay, my legal fees are $4.50 an hour. Am I really going to fight, all these hours for this that go back and forth? So just be careful. Just know what's worth fighting for. And again, don't spend over the value amount in legal fees for what it's worth. It just doesn't make sense unless it's something truly sentimental. That's a different story. But just know what's worth fighting for, okay, when it comes to personal property. And that's all I'm talking about today is personal property. I'm not talking about the house or the retirement or anything else. I just wanted to center in on personal property because it can be a stumbling block in knowing what's worth fighting for and what's really important to you. And there is going to be an emotional toll of things. You are going to be dividing those things that were probably wedding gifts or gifts from your parents or their parents. And all of a sudden it hits you, oh my word, you're talking about dividing these household things. How in the world did we get to this? And when that surrealness hits you and that grief hits you, I want you to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. And even if that's during mediation, I need a timeout. I need to go get a breath of fresh air. I need a minute. And you can have that in mediation. This is hard. And it's not just the things that you're separating. It's the memories that you're separating. It's the family that you're separating. It can take an emotional toll on you. That one painting that you both loved that was such a prize. Now you're arguing over it. Who's going to keep it? And it's just so surreal. And it's so challenging. So give yourself that time just to take a step back, take a deep breath, and to give yourself a minute for whatever. Do you need to clear your mind? Do you need to grieve it? What do you need right now? Okay? And hopefully you can do that when you're listing things out. But there are going to be those moments like, I can't believe that she's going to take that. I can't believe that he would have the nerve to ask for that. That happens. It happens. It's part of the pain and trauma of divorce. It's not necessarily the things, it's the history of the things that can be very, very challenging and emotional for you. So be prepared. Be prepared for that. So this is a moment in time. As devastating as dividing the personal property or going through this trauma is, they are just things. And in the scheme of things, in the scheme of life, their value is going to minimize as the years go on. So I want to just give you just a couple of scripture verses, maybe I hope just to kind of center you and realize it is things, and we're both going to move forward, and these things are not going to last, and they're going to break, and it's not where your heart's at. It's not where your soul's at. And the value of it, really it's just stuff. So to put that in perspective a little bit, I just grabbed these verses. Those who live according to the Spirit set their mind on the things of the Spirit. What's really important here, eternally, what's really important for you, what's really important for the children. For to set the mind on the flesh is death. And the flesh is earthly things, earthly values, earthly beliefs. The mind set on the flesh is death. But to set the mind on the Spirit is life and peace. So I encourage you with this verse to invite God into this situation. Yes, even dividing your things. And ask Him to give you the perspective of what really matters right now. Because trust me, I have heard parties come together and quibble over the smallest of items, the smallest of things. Set your mind on the Spirit, on your spirit, the value of your spirit, the peace and life of your spirit. And then another verse that comes out of Luke, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. There are so many things in divorce that are ripped away from us. So many things. The dreams, the list goes on. And it's also a time, as painful as this is, it is so powerful. It's a time to decipher what is important. Where is my treasure? What is important to me? And this is going to realign and readjust you in ways you had never dreamed of. But keep in mind, where your treasure is, what you think is important, is where your heart is also. Make this a time, allow this to be a time to change you, to rip away all of the things that don't matter, to find the things that do. You matter. Your heart matters. Your future matters. God loves you so much and has such an incredible future for you. This around us is just things. It'll all crumble away. It'll all be gone. But your spirit won't. Your heart won't. It lasts for eternity. So focus where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Allow this trauma, going through all these things, allow the Lord to teach you and to walk you through this, to show you what truly is important. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma and after the trauma of divorce. Have a good evening.